Well, I'm going to ask you some questions now from what some people on Instagram sent in.
Okay.
So I put a picture of you and I put a picture of Charlie Jolson next to each other, saying this is who you are. This is what you're probably best known for. And I chose three of them because it was all the same. It was all the same questions. And it was the same for Paul. Are we going to get a getaway? Are we going to get this? We're going to get that. So if you're happy to answer them, that is. Are you okay to answer them?
Yeah. Throw them away.
Yeah. Okay, so the first one is, if Charlie Jolson met Mark Hammond in real life today, how do you think that conversation would go?
All right, Marky boy, we're going to play a game. You like that, son? Something like that. I would, if I saw Mark, I would have to go into character and just do it. I would, yeah. Actually, I'm actually gonna do it because I wrote it down and I've copied a few things.
I was going to ask you. I couldn't have you on and not ask you.
So there's a bit when Eyebrows. Mark Hammond is sitting in the warehouse. He's knocked out, and Eyebrows is standing next to him. And I say, he said, I think he's coming around. He says, and I say, morning sunshine. Hold on a minute. Hold on. We'll have a little look here. Morning sunshine. You look a little drowsy. Now stop talking and start listening. We're going to play a game. It's a bit like Simon Says, only you do what I say. I call you. You do the job. You don't do what I say, your kid dies. You don't do it when I say, your kid dies. And you don't do it where I say, your kid dies. Are you getting my drift?
That's brilliant, mate. Like I said, it's so hard to imagine anybody else doing that role. What was the guy? That was amazing, by the way. Thanks for doing that. What was the guy? Did you meet the guy who was originally cast for Charlie Jolson?
No. All I heard was he was nowhere near as handsome as me, so they went with me.
Yeah, sounds good. Yeah. Second one. What do you think Charlie Jolson would think of modern London today? I thought that was an interesting question.
That is a blinding question, that is. Well, being I'm a real Londoner, and being he would hate it. Absolutely hate it. I don't want to go into politics. But
we'd be here all day. You'd miss your flight to Mexico.
oh, you know. Yeah. What's happening over there is unbelievably. He would hate it. Absolutely hate it. I mean, it ate phones, you know. It ate computers because they keep a track of everything. They keep a paper trail, you know. They keep recordings, all the things that are getting people in trouble over here. And the shit that's happening in England, I've got grandsons there, and it worries, and a daughter, and it worries me. It really, really does. So Charlie Jolson would hate it.
It's the knife crime, isn't it, in London that's worrying, and all the phone snatching on the mopeds and everything.
Yeah, stuff that we don't see any. We don't see any of that over here on the news. I don't really watch the news anymore because the news it's a bit like England. It's all, if you look at any channels, you just keep chopping and changing through the channels. They're all saying exactly the same thing. They're on an agenda to say the same thing. No one wants to upset anybody anymore. No one's telling the truth. I follow one guy on social media who his name's Aaron as well, actually, and he tells the truth, and he's independent, and he says it how it is, and that's where I get my news from. But they don't show anything going on in England. Like, you probably don't see none of the shit, hardly any of the shit that's going on over here.
Yeah, well, that's the thing with independent media now, isn't it? That you've got journalists with a phone and a camera. And yes. So what the BBC and what is it in America? CNN, Fox News?
CNN, Fox News, MSNBC, yeah. So
what they're editing and, you know, putting together what they want you to see. You see the real stuff now. That's a good thing with podcasts and stuff. You can get like real people talking about real things, and you're not just being fed what's on the news and stuff. But I'm sure it won't be long before they clamp down on that.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, I follow a few people. Like, I've listened to Liam Tuff's stuff. I listened to trying to think. My mate Marcus Redwood is a doorman. He's done a bunch of stuff.
I was going to ask you about him, because he's from Margate.
Yeah, do you know him?
No, I don't know him, But I had a security company. I'd done the doors for years and years and years, and I know people that know him and people like him. Don't know if you knew Barrington.
No, I didn't know
Barrington, but like all those sort of people. And I was watching. Was it on? Is it Dodge? He was on a podcast with Dodge.
That's the other one.
Woodall?
Dodge Woodall, yeah. He's done a few. Brilliant, and Marcus is one of the nicest guys you'd ever meet. One of my best friends, and I was speaking to him a couple of days ago. Actually, he's in Thailand at the moment. But yeah, blinding fella, blinding. He's got a book coming out soon called Big Guy. So I'll give him a plug on that. Make sure you put that in because he's an awesome fella.
Oh yeah, I'll keep it all in. Yeah. The last question of the fans' questions. Oh, what are the odds of a remake of The Getaway? But we've already covered that. Almost impossible.
But if the money's right, who knows?